with Moochie. You know she got the good tea. We talk about celebrities and everything you should see. It's the Moochie Show.
Moochie Show. Welcome to the Moochie Show.
It's the Moochie Show.
Moochie Show. Welcome to the Moochie Show.
Come on up in the room.
Come on up in the room.
Come on up in the room.
I mean all up in the room.
It's the Moochie Show.
Moochie Show. Welcome to the Moochie Show.
Good morning, everybody. You already know it's your girl Moochie, and we are back with another episode of the Moochie Show. So you already know, sit back, relax, grab your teacups. You know what? Today I want you to grab some healthy tea, some ginger, some good green tea, because today's show is about health and wealth. Now, you always know I say come up in the room every Saturday, but in today's room we're going to do something a little different. We are going to educate ourselves on health and how important it is, and we're really going to dissect into being great and just being better with our bodies and treating our bodies better. And I have a wonderful guest today who's going to give us some tools and tips for today. And you probably say, Moochie, this is not your average interesting drama-free show, but I told you, the Moochie Show, we're going to bring you education, awareness, and entertainment all at the same time. So before I introduce my guest today, I just wanted to make kind of like an announcement or just a revelation again. We are in the middle or towards the end of October. We all know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as Autism Month. And I can relate to autism because I have a child. My oldest child is autistic. And you know, through his journey of being autistic, I was told to give him medicine and things like that. But I'm going to speak to someone who is well-rounded in all these things, and we're going to talk. Then we know it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Many people have lost their lives to breast cancer, but many have survived. But we're going to get into all of that. So I wanted to introduce my special guest. When I tell you she's a survivor, a best-selling author, a remarkable woman, a chef to say the least, and also a holistic practitioner. Do me a favor, Miss Tony. Talk to the people. Tell them who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Great. I'm Tonijean Kulpinski. I'm a board-certified holistic practitioner and a 4-time best-selling author. And the reason why I am here today doing all this great work is because I also learned how to heal my body from the top down, from various health conditions. I had cancer, I had blood glucose issues, I had thyroid issues, I had severe migraines, digestive disorders, and so much more. And I decided to go holistic and heal my body with food in the form God created and natural supplements. And I haven't even had a cold in almost 16 years living on this journey. And I dedicated my life to help others heal the same way I did by leading by my own example of great health.
Now we're gonna break this down when we're talking about great health. Let's start from the beginning. First of all, thank you for being on my show again.
Oh, you're
You have been
welcome.
with me over 10 years. I remember my first show as a rookie. You came and you sat with me, and you came with your first book. So you're a 4-time, bestseller. But we're gonna get into that. When you say holistic, because I hear that word a lot, what does that mean?
Yes, holistic means mind, body, soul, and spirit, treating the body as one vessel.
Okay.
Whereas medical doctors, they're great people, but they treat disease, where we as naturopaths look at it as a holistic standpoint, where we treat the body as a whole. We see disease as something we want to educate the patient on how to actually heal by getting to the root cause of the issue.
Okay.
Medical doctors are great people, like I said, but there's no health care in the system.
Right.
They're looking at disease as something they want to cut out, medicate, burn, radiate, and that leads the patient into deeper pathology later on, unfortunately.
Now, people would say, well, isn't that what we want? Like, if we know that we have a disease or we know that we have something, and if the quick fix is to cut it out, medicate it out, chemotherapy out, wouldn't we want that, or we don't want that?
We actually don't want that, because what that does is that only pushes it back. It doesn't help the body heal.
Okay.
So it actually, returns or shows its ugly face later on.
Right.
Because you didn't get to the root cause of to the reason why a person has the sickness. So if someone has cancer and you're just removing the cancer, you're only treating the symptom of a compromised immune system. You're not actually getting to the root core reason behind the scenes as to why someone got cancer in the first place.
Now, when you say get to the root core, we talk about doctors and are they trained not to get to the root core, or do you feel like they're trained to ignore the root core?
That's a great question. I believe medical doctors are definitely there to save lives. They've dedicated their lives to save lives. However, they are not educated in the field of healing. Healing is a word that is not used, unfortunately, is not used in the medical establishment.
Right.
They're there to help people in the event of an injury, a fall, a surgeon. God bless surgeons for the amazing things that they can do. But when it comes to healing, they're
Right.
not educated on educating the patient where the disease is coming from, why they got sick in the first place, and how to successfully heal by removing waste out of the lymphatic system so the body can turn into a state of homeostasis or balance.
I'm very interested in this because obviously you're a practitioner, so that means you have some degrees behind this. So that means you've done some studies. So you're a Caucasian woman. I'm an African American woman. I'm just curious, have you done your studies to know how many people have actually lived versus died off of holistic journeys, like being on this? Because,
Yeah.
people may say, this is an instant healing and I have to go through this. So have people actually been healed? And if so, race-wise, what do you see?
Well, I don't really believe that it's a race issue.
Okay.
I believe that the body physiologically was designed to live well.
And all bodies are usually the same.
And all bodies, physiology and anatomy, we are pretty much the same.
Okay.
Although I personally treat patients for their specific bio-individual need. There's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Okay.
But I wouldn't look at it as a nationality or any issue like that, because again, the body was designed to heal. So statistically, with what I do as a practitioner, as opposed to other holistic practitioners, there's a lot of recycled misinformation out there, Moochie. A lot of practitioners in the holistic arena are using modalities that don't work. Or they're telling their patients not to worry about if something is organic.
Give us some examples of things that they're putting out there that are just not working.
Yes. Like examples like telling patients, there's no difference between organic versus non-organic, or you shouldn't eat fruit, or you need to stay away from carbohydrates. This is misinformation. The body runs exclusively on glucose.
Right.
It heals on glucose.
Right.
In the right form. We're not going to eat Snickers bars, pizzas, and cookies and crackers, but we're going to eat food in the form God created. And unfortunately, I don't believe that all holistic practitioners were created the same.
Right.
Because there's a lot of holistic therapies out there, let's face it, that don't work.
Right,
And
right.
people die.
Right.
And that's because of the recycled misinformation. But the good news is that I, for myself, can speak because I have countless patients that are reversing so-called incurable conditions. I was one of them who defied the masses of the medical profession, and I healed myself by going back to
Don't
nature.
even say too much because we got to get into that. Listen, we're going to pay some bills. This is real deep information. I need you guys to stay with me on this beautiful Saturday morning. We're going to find out how Miss Tonijean healed herself and get more into the best-selling book she's got. We'll be right back with some more The Moochie Show. So I told you we left back. We're going to jump right back in. Miss Tony, you were talking about healing yourself.
Yes.
So explain to us, if it's okay, what
Absolutely.
did you have? What was going on? Let's get into it.
So first of all, I had kidney cancer.
Okay.
Which was a direct result of my lifestyle. I was yo-yo dieting. I was eating a lot of garbage. I was taking synthetic supplements unbeknown to me. This was way before I got on this journey.
Were you drinking?
No, I never drank.
Okay,
Never
okay.
drank. Never did any recreational type of drugs or anything.
Okay.
I was taking synthetic supplements, not knowing that they were not real.
Okay.
So I was doing a lot of things that were harming my body inadvertently. I wasn't doing it intentionally. I was working as a hair color specialist in top salons in New York City. I was actually a hairstylist before this journey. And I was breathing in chemicals all the time.
Right.
So I had traces of hair dye in my kidney from the chemical compounds I was breathing in all day. So you have to also look at your environment and what you're actually breathing in and touching and inhaling all day. And so the diagnosis of kidney cancer, and I had blood sugar issues, I was a mess. actually gave me the wake-up call to want to embark on a journey to health.
Right.
And I started doing independent research on my own. Believe it or not, I researched the Bible, and I found a lot of information biblically how to take care of our temples. And it was just the opposite of what we're doing today.
Right.
And I found information in each concordance of the Bible that pertained to health and healing. And I started to incorporate these principles that go way back into ancient times on how to get my body well. And I started to make fresh juices in a juicer.
Okay.
I started going organic, eating a lot of fruit. Fruit is the medicinal glucose fuel the body runs on. We villainize fruit because it has sugar.
Right.
But this is a polysaccharide glucose molecule that our bodies need. It's not the same sugar as sugar in the sugar bowl or a candy bar. We know that's going to kill us.
So you're telling me fruit juices,
Actually, I
organic
was
food.
eating fruit.
Eating
and
fruit.
I was making juices from various types of produce.
Okay.
Green juices, sweet juices, eating lots of vegetables, getting more potatoes into my diet, ancient grains. I am not an animal protein eater. I don't eat animal proteins. I'm not against that. If in the event people want to eat it, they have to eat it from the right source and in small quantities.
Right.
But the problem is we have to go back to food in the form God created it. And this is how I got my lymphatic system to start moving the waste from my body, because you see, the life of the flesh is in the blood. And when we start to move the waste out of our lymphatic system, let's face it, the word lymph means cleanser.
Right,
So in
right.
order to heal disease of any kind, we have to cleanse. That doesn't mean run out and buy a cleanse. It means get the lymphatic system to start moving and doing its job. And God's food and God's pharmacy out in nature can give
Does
us
that.
the foods that we need to get the lymph system moving. Get your liver to get the waste out of it, and your body starts to heal as a side effect.
So how long were you diagnosed with this disease?
So pretty much all my life, I had blood sugar issues, hyperglycemia, hypoglycemia. I had dizzy spells, pre-diabetes. I had dizzy spells. I would pass out. I mean, I was sick. I had nausea. I had pain in my kidney, and that's how I found out I had kidney cancer.
Did they do anything? Did you allow them to do any type of chemo or
I
any
did not
pills?
have any
Nothing.
chemotherapy or radiation. Absolutely not. I've never taken a drug in my life. That is the God's
Wow.
honest truth.
No Tylenol, no Motrin.
Oh, no.
No-
I go 100%
Wow.
right back to nature. And again, I learned the message of health the hard way. My body was not well. I mean, I was sick.
Right.
So I know what it's like to feel like I'm dying and be scared and have that fear of, am I going to see my next birthday? I know what it feels like to be sick. And to reverse my health conditions holistically, like we said earlier, mind, body, soul, spirit, getting out into nature, getting out in the sun, earthing and grounding, getting your feet in touch with nature. And that's how I started to heal.
Now,
And
I have to talk to you, Miss Tony, because I'm gonna have to speak for myself and possibly my culture, my people. We don't take our health seriously. Let's just be honest. I'm gonna just put it out there. We're not known to take our health seriously. And for my culture, high blood pressure and cancer and diabetes runs rapid in the community. And I can't speak for any other community. I can only speak for the African American community because I'm African American.
Yes.
So sometimes when you hear things like this, or they start, hearing words like holistic and stuff, I think we make a joke about it. I don't think we really take it too seriously. So you being having an actual practice and
Yes.
having people in your practice, let me be honest.
Yes.
How many African Americans do you actually have coming through your doors?
Moochie, I have the honor and blessing, okay, and I have some African Americans in my family as well that are married into my family, and I have well over 1,000 active patients.
Wow.
Of all walks of life, color, size, shape, and disease. It doesn't matter. The body was designed to heal. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It's the mind we have to convince.
But demographically, okay, out of your 1,000, how many would you say is African? Because I'm just trying to figure out
Yes.
like how many of my people are really taking this seriously.
I never looked at it that way because I don't look at people for the color of their skin, but I would say probably half.
50%.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I
Okay.
would definitely
Okay.
say we're in that now that you've asked.
Right. Do you
and-
feel like it's more because they really believe in the journey, or do you feel like it's more because this may be the last hope?
Well, I see both.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
unfortunately, it upsets me that I get people that come to me as a last resort when I should have been the first resort.
Right.
But I have seen advanced cancer, advanced disease from African American, Caucasian people, all walks of life, like I said, on a 50-50, in regards to the percentage that you asked, completely heal from so-called
Completely.
incurable conditions. But there's not a magic wand that I wave over your head.
Right,
You
right.
have to make this a lifestyle. This is not a 21-day fix. And that's why there's so much recycled misinformation out there. And the holistic industry gets a bad rap because people think they're just going to take something and their health problems are going to disappear.
Yeah, because
it doesn't work that
'cause
way.
When I think about it, I think, oh, flower pots. I'm gonna be healed. Go in
Yeah.
the room, yoga, and that's
And that's
it.
misinformation right
You know,
there.
or if I drink,
Because-
or if I eat a month of fruit and some juice fruit,
and then
I'm
go
healed.
right back to your pizza and
Yeah,
your
then I'm
pastas.
healed.
No, and that's the misinformation. You make that. This was a spiritual awakening for me personally, and the patients that I have that come to me, no matter what color their skin is. First of all, I take you as family.
Right.
I don't look at you as a number or a dollar sign.
Right.
I take you with my heart because I know what it's like to be sick and nearly dead.
And nearly dead,
So
right.
it doesn't matter, and I get very close with my patients and care. That's the difference between myself and other practitioners. Is I literally take you under my wing.
Now, because we're gonna take another break. We're gonna take a break in a minute. We're gonna get into these books because you don't just live the lifestyle. You write about it and you teach it and you bring education and awareness.
Yes.
But do you have more older or younger? Because I know
Great
I
question.
remember a time, Miss Tony, where I could look at my people and say to them, "I can't wait to get older." 2023. The conversation now is I just can't I can't wait to wake up and make it to another day.
Oh, I love this question.
My question to you is, as the time is progressing, do you see more older or younger people in your facility coming through?
I work with babies all the way up to 88. I mean, literally. Unfortunately, 95% of the population is unwell, and 75% of that population is chronically ill. Chronically ill. And I see this every single day. And age has nothing to do with it. Age is not a prerequisite to disease. I just turned 53 a few weeks ago, and I feel like a healthy 20-year-old.
All right, you
I
look
have
good, girl.
energy all the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and I get better with age. Every year, I get a year younger. And it is the God's honest truth. I'm always like this.
Right.
I'm always energetic. I don't get hot flashes. I don't have hair thinning. I don't have weight gain. I
Shucks.
don't have bone loss.
Do me a favor. Tell Mom.
Nothing.
Look in the camera. Tell Mama Mooch the recipe to not having hot flashes because she be having it bad.
We talked earlier, and let me tell you
Woo-wee.
something. I gave her a little information. The liver is your head filter, and it
Yikes.
has to get cleaned. And once your liver gets clean, but remember, you're the cleanser. You are the cleanse inside. We just have to put in our bodies what God created for food. Disease comes from what man has done to our food, the heavy metals, the pesticides, the GMOs, the vaccines, which go against the natural
You better
demeanor
not
of the
say
immune
that. Oh, you
system.
better not talk about the vaccine. The people gonna come, but talk about the vaccine because everybody thought that this was supposed to happen. Was
I don't
this
only
supposed to
mean the
happen?
recent vaccine.
All
All
vaccines.
vaccines go against the natural demeanor of the immune system, relating in more disease warfare in the body. You overwork the immune system when you hit it with something artificial. God created us in his image. He didn't make us faulty.
Right.
Our genes don't make us sick. We pass down tradition and recipes and poor eating behavior.
better go ahead.
We
Fucking
don't,
put your-
our age is not a prerequisite to disease. The immune system doesn't go against you. Your immune system doesn't attack you. It
Right,
loves you.
right.
It attacks what is attacking you,
Which is not the good stuff in your body.
which is all the chemical
Listen, we got to pay
fertilizers.
some bills. This is a real conversation. And I pray that you guys on this beautiful Saturday morning take something out of this conversation and do better. But with that being said, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back because we got some books to a guide of a better living. We'll be right back with some more of The Moochie Show.
Don't know what you're doing, but you got me in circles. Every day I swear I try to be a better man, cause I know it hurt you. I try. And if I let you down, please forgive me, baby. I know all we do is fuck, make love, make up, have sex, should be love, but we fight, kill the vibe, more stress. How we get connected, but there's no connection. Why we going back and forth about shit I can't change? I want something real again, so real I can feel again.
So listen, you guys, we're not going to get out of here without talking about why she is a 4-time best-selling author. We're going to go through a journey of what she got going on. When I first met you, quite some time, we started with the first best-selling book, Stop Battling the Disease, Start Building Wellness. Tell them about this book.
Well, that was my first baby. I consider all my books as my baby because it's like you spend all this time putting a wealth of information in this one vessel, and it takes probably 9 months to a year to birth it, and
Right.
it does. I refer to them as my babies. So it's a wealth of information to give people the truth that's out there in regards to nutrition and living a holistic lifestyle.
So now you've wrote your first book. You're giving us the truth and the knowledge. Then you hit us with book number 2.
Yes. So this is actually a series.
A
Stop
series.
Battling Disease and Start Building Wellness is a series. So they all have the same title. The second book is how to implement the food and put it into recipes. But there's still more information in there.
Now, really quickly, so for people that want to know, if I wanted to do this holistic journey,
Yes.
Is the cost expensive? Groceries now super expensive. Milk is like
Oh, yeah.
$19 a gallon. So is this an expensive journey?
So first of all, your health is an investment, not an expense. And when I, again, leading by my own example of great health, when I embarked on this journey initially, here I find out I have cancer and all these health issues, and my husband loses his job the same week. Little nest egg we had goes very quickly.
Right.
And I was in fear that I wasn't going to be able to embark on this journey holistically, eating organically grown food so I can heal. But you know what? Instead of having fear, instead I reached out in faith, and God started to bless my steps. And that's why I made it through. Because when you fear, how am I going to afford it? Then you're only going to put that out there into the universe. Instead, God turned it around because I based it on faith, and I was able to afford. And again, remember, when you get rid of the stuff that's harming you, maybe alcohol, maybe caffeine, maybe cigarettes, maybe all your pesticides, your box cereal that's $6 a box, all the foods that are destroying your health, you'll now leave room for the holistic foods and the healthy foods.
And the
you'll be
healthy
able to
foods.
afford them.
So you gave us the first book. You're giving us the information and awareness. You're telling us how to implement it in our foods. Then you came back and you're telling us how to take care of our pets.
Yes.
How does holistic care intertwine with pets?
Well, we can't leave out our furry friends. And I also want to add that there is a chapter in the books, How to Eat Organic on a Budget. Because there are
Ooh,
ways
yes.
of doing that the industry doesn't want you to know.
Yes.
But they're in there. But as far as an animal lover, and I love all kinds of animals, they also die of cancer and heart disease and diabetes. Look at the amount of health issues that animals are suffering from.
Right.
Because they also have to go back to the way our ancestors took care of their bodies. So there's a wealth of information in my pet book regarding how to feed your animals, the dangers of neutering and spaying, but they're successful alternatives because it doesn't mean to do nothing at all.
Wow, you covering the whole household. Everybody in the house about to eat healthy. Shout
I
out
hope
to you,
so.
Miss Tony. So then,
'Cause it works.
You told us about the information. You gave us awareness. You told us how to implement it in our foods. You told us how to take care of our household with our pets. And then to bring it all to the end, you're telling us the principles and the recipes and of an extraordinary health. So out of all of this,
Yes.
the recipe, the knowledge, everything, final book.
Yes, and I believe I'll write more books, but this book released a couple of months ago, and I love this book because this book really helps. If a person could not get the other books, I would definitely encourage the most recent one, because there's a lot of, like I said earlier, recycled misinformation out there. The truth behind protein and the protein craze, that everyone thinks they're not getting enough protein. You could never be deficient in protein. It's a chain of amino acids essential in all living things. It is a building block. And it comes mostly from plants in a more usable form. Animals are recycled plant protein. So that book gives you the most important wealth of information, the real truth about collagen. You know, you can't eat protein or a muscle to gain muscle. That's a myth. You can't eat collagen from an animal to put collagen into your skin. No, you can't eat garbage and expect to be healthy. So this book actually gives you a personalized health coach. It's like I'm in there helping you. And then it goes into another cookbook with meal plans, vitamin recipe regimens, everything you possibly need how to heal.
I have been looking at you, probably haven't been interviewing because I've been in awe. I definitely learned a little bit about myself health-wise because I eat horribly. So I'm definitely want to, and I have your first book, definitely, but I got to get into with the next 3, and I got to do better. So I want to do better, and I thank you for coming on the show to helping me do better. And I hope on this beautiful Saturday morning that someone else might want to do better and just be more in tune with their health and their body. Miss Tony, if people wanted to reach out to you, call you, come to be a part of your, become a client, how can they do that? Tell the people where to find you at, where to reach you.
Awesome. Well, I first want to say, remember this. Your body can heal of any health condition that you may be told is not curable, or that you have to be on medication for the rest of your life. Again, God bless doctors for what they can do. I bow down to surgeons. I've seen miracles. But when it comes to healthcare, it doesn't exist. So I can understand why you might be skeptical or unsure or think that it's just something that you have to live with for the rest of your life. But that is a lie from the pit of hell. Your body can heal 100%. I promise you that. I have literally worked with countless patients from around the world. And how you can reach me is you could reach me by either Facebook or Instagram, or our office number is 845-542-3449. And I work with patients around the world through FaceTime, Zoom, or telehealth calls. So it doesn't matter where you are to embark on a journey to health.
Again, thank you so much, Ms. Tony. It has been a pleasure sitting with you on the show. And I promise you, today, I'm going to say it publicly, live, in front of the people, I'm going to do better, because I want to make sure that I don't have any other health issues that some of my family members have, and some, that's in my thing. So again, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And make sure you guys follow Ms. Tony, reach out to her, and remember, health is wealth. Get your health right, and we'll see you next week with some more of the Moochie Show. Everybody have a blessed morning.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Lynn Hobson, Money Lynn, and I'm a publicist, author, professor, and life coach. And today, I am going to show you how to set up for a pop-up shop. So as you can see, we're all done. I started with a table. This is not a standard table, but you can have a 6-foot table or an 8-foot table, okay? And make sure that you have, a nice tablecloth, something to accent your brand. I would prefer black, but they were all out at the store, so here we have it with gray, but a solid color will do just fine, okay? And then in addition to my product, which is my book, I got some book holders. You can get them from Michael's for like 99 cents. And then I added something personal about me. I added a note, and I framed it. And then I added some fresh flowers to the table, That draws in, it catches the eye. And then I always take a large poster variation of my book with me. So if you have a skincare line, or if you sell waist beads or candles, you can also blow up a poster size of your product as well. I normally put it on an easel, which you can get at Staples for about $29. And it's a great accent to the table, okay? And I bought this sign off of Amazon for like $29.99. And it has all my payment information for Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle. And you are all set for your pop-up shop. So, I hope that this may have eased your thoughts on whether or not you should participate in not just my pop-up shop, but any pop-up shop. It's very simple. It can cost you as low as $100 to get the materials that you need.